Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Shuklam Baradaram Vishnum Shashivaranam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vighnopashantaye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurave Sarva Lokanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Vidaye Sarva Vidyanam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Shankaram Lokashankaram Apara Karuna Sindhum Jnanadam Shantarupinam Shri Chandrasekhara Gurum Pranamami Mudanvaham Parityajya Maunam Vatadasthitincha Vrajandaratasya Pradeshat Pradesham Madhusyendi Vacha Janan Dharmamargenayan Shri Jayendra Gururvati Jitte Namama Shankaran Vakya Vijayendra Saraswati Shri Gurum Sishtamarganuneka Sanmati Pradam Sadguru Charanarvindabhyan Namaha Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. So, in Bhagavad Gita, we are seeing the second chapter, second adhyaya, called as Sankhya Yoga. In Sankhya Yoga, Bhagavan Krishna is describing the Atma Swarupam to Arjuna. Hey Arjuna, in fact, he need not describe all these things to Arjuna. He can easily say, hey Arjuna, please go and fight. But Krishna does not say that. You have to remember the context. The context is both Pandavas and the Kauravas, they are in Kurukshetra. Both Pandavas and Kauravas, they have started blowing their conch. If we have seen lot of serials, Ramayana, Mahabharata, all those Puranic serials, we know that once they blow the conch, they are ready to fight. All the negotiation, that phase is already over. Everybody is ready to fight. But what Krishna does, what Arjuna does is that Arjuna wanted Krishna to park his ratha in the middle of Senayo Rubhayor Madhye Ratham Sthapaya Mechuta. Ubhayoho Senayoho Madhye Ratham Sthapaya. Park my car, park my ratha in between the two senas. Here Arjuna, Krishna has started his mischievousness. If Krishna has parked the ratha in front of Duryodhana or Duschasana, then the whole Bhagavad Gita need not have arisen. Why? Because Arjuna has already, he has got lots of qualms with Duryodhana, with Duschasana. So what Krishna does? He parks the car in front of Dronacharya, in front of Bhishmacharya. All these are gurus, fathers, forefathers, matulaha, bratruhu of Arjuna. That's what got Arjuna thinking. Hey Krishna, is it really worth it? Whatever we do, it is really worth it. Because when I fight this war, what am I going to get? I am going to get just the kingdom. Right? Is the kingdom really worth to have on the graves? Is the kingdom really the worthy thing to have on the graves of my fathers and acharyas, etc.? Asked Arjuna. On top of it, if we have a bird's eye view of Arjuna's question. Arjuna's question seems to be very legitimate. People will conduct Patti Mandram, etc., asking what Arjuna says is right. Whatever Arjuna suggests, it's the right thing. Arjuna, he wanted the kingdom. It is the Pandavas' decision. It is the Pandavas' asay is to have the kingdom. Now what Arjuna says? Arjuna says, hey Krishna, I don't want the kingdom. So Arjuna himself does not want the kingdom. Why is this Krishna inciting the war? It is a very legitimate question, right? But it does not end there, because Arjuna, Pandava and Kaurava, all of them are being used as a nimitta. Krishna is going to say, Nimitta matro bhavasavya sachin. All of these people are only being used as a nimitta for the war. The war has to happen whether Arjuna is involved or Arjuna is not involved. Right? The war has to happen because of some previous story. Krishna has given a varam to Bhuma Devi, etc. So, these are all some of the questions that we will also have. Okay, I want this. You would have worked towards a goal, and suddenly you will realize, or you will have a thought that, hey, no, I am not going to do this. For a bigger good, we have to do some sacrifices. This is what Arjuna is going to do. Arjuna has to sacrifice his own kith and kin for a bigger good. And this is the dharma of a Kshatriya. Kshatriya dharma is to fight. So you cannot, you could have thought all these things. I'm talking about Arjuna. You could have thought about all these things before assembling for the war. In the war, if everybody has come, you cannot back off. All these situations we can relate in our life. We would have worked towards a certain goal. We would have worked towards a certain goal. At the last moment, we might want to back off. They call like wedding jitters. It happens in the Western world during the wedding. The guy and the girl, they would have lived together for 10 years, but on the day of wedding, one of them will go away. All of these things should not happen. You would have worked for something, you have to see through it. If you have any problem, then it has to be communicated earlier, not at that moment. Okay. So, we explain all these things because we want to relate it to the mental activity of Arjuna, the mental state of Arjuna. Bhagavad Gita is applicable to all of our life. Whether you are fighting a war or not. And Krishna, he explains the Atma Tattvam. He starts with the explanation of Atma Tattvam to Arjuna. Because really, Krishna is not teaching Arjuna. In fact, at the end of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna will say, hey Arjuna, I have taught you everything. You make your own decision and fight. And do whatever you think is good. And then also Arjuna will say, hey Krishna, I don't know anything. You tell me what to do, I will do that. So really, the teaching is not for Arjuna, but the teaching is for all of us. Again, Krishna is taking Arjuna as a nimitta. And Krishna is teaching all of us. At the beginning, he speaks about the Atma Tattva. And we saw that Yenam veti hantaram yaschainam manyate hatam ubhau tauna vijanitaha nayam hantina hanyate. And then the next shloka, Najayate mriyate va kadachit nayam bhutva bhavita vana bhuyaha ajaha nityaha shashvataha ayam puranaha nahanyate hanyamane sharire. Shloka number 19 and 20. They are copies of shlokas from Upanishads. Krishna shamelessly copies these shloka from Upanishad. Of course, when Krishna does that, we don't call them as copy because Krishna is the person who has given out Upanishads. All the Upanishads, they are Ishvara Vakya. So, because Krishna is Ishvara, Krishna gave that Upanishad and Krishna is quoting from that Upanishad here. That is how we should take. And this also tells that whatever the knowledge that the Krishna is imparting to Arjuna, it is not a new knowledge. This is very, 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 very important in our Dharma. Our Dharma itself is called as Sanatana Dharma. What is Sanatanam? Puranaha, Sanatanam, etc. Meaning, there is nothing new in our teaching. If anybody tells, I have discovered a new knowledge, even if it is Krishna, we will not accept. If anybody tells in our Dharma that I have discovered a new knowledge which is not known to mankind before, what should we tell? We tell, okay, thank you very much, but we are not interested. Our Dharma, whatever that is present in Vedas, it has to come through Guru Sishya Parampara. It has to come through Guru Sishya Parampara, a legitimate Guru Sishya Parampara. It has to come up until us. That is why Krishna is quoting Upanishad shlokas in here. He is indirectly indicating that these knowledge, I am not creating these knowledge has been there since time immemorial. Later in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna will tell openly, Imam Vivasvate Yogam, etc., etc. Hey Arjuna, this is not something new, Arjuna. Rajarishayo Viduhu, all the rishis, they have followed these. Krishna will tell that later. So, in order to indicate that, Krishna is quoting these two shlokas from Upanishads, Yayenam Vetti Hantaram Yaschainam Manyate Hatam Ubhautauna Vijanitaha Nayam Hantina Hanyate. Hey Arjuna, that person who thinks that this Atma kills, that person who thinks that Atma can kill and Atma can be killed. Atma is Akarta, Abhokta. I have told you that. So, Yayenam Veti Hantaram. Hantaram means the person who thinks that Atma can do any action. Yaschainam Manyate Hatam. A person who thinks that the Atma can also be killed. Ubhautau na vijanitaha. These two people do not know anything about Atma. Why? Nayam hantina hanyate. Because Atma can neither be killed, Atma can neither kill as well. So here we have seen a parallel from Acharya's Saundarya Lahari, because pure Atma without any Maya, pure Atma without association of Maya Shakti cannot do anything. It is Akarta and Abhokta. Atma is Akarta, does not do anything. Atma is Abhokta, it cannot enjoy any phalan. How can you say Atma is Akarta, Abhokta? Because if I have to do anything, there has to be something other than Atma. Right? If I have to do anything, there has to be something other than Atma. That is why the first shloka of Saundarya Lahari says, Shivaha Shaktya Yuktaha Yadi Bhavati Shaktah Prabhavitum Chedevam Devaha Nakhalu Kushalaha Spanditumapi. A pure Paramashiva without Maya, he cannot even cause a blade of grass to vibrate. Spanditum. Spandana means gentle vibration. Here, Shivaha, the shloka of Saundarya Lahari, has got about 14 different vyakhyans. The shloka of Saundarya Lahari has got about 14 different explanations. That is an explanation according to Vedanta. Vedantic explanation, they say, Shivaha is Atma. Shiva Shaktya Yuktaha. Right? Shivaha means Atma. Pure Atma, because Atma is Nirguna, Atma is Sarvagyaha, Atma is Sarvagataha. Atma cannot do anything because there is only subject, there is no object. For any action to happen, there should be a subject and there should be an object, right? Even in languages, for a simple sentence, you need to have a subject, you need to have an object, you need to have a verb. Only when subject and object are there, verb will take a value. Only subject is there. The verb does not mean anything. The verb will not mean anything, right? So, because there is no object, Atma cannot do anything. Atma is Akarta. And Abhokta, how can you say Atma cannot enjoy anything? In order for enjoying something, again I need to have an object. Atma is Akarta. Atma cannot do any action. Atma cannot enjoy any action. Now we will have this big question. Hey, the entire Srishti is there. Lots and lots of karma are happening in this entire Srishti. I am teaching Bhagavad Gita. I am listening to Bhagavad Gita. I am sitting. I am sleeping. All these things are happening. How can you say Atma does not do anything? Then are not we Atmas? Right. Previously I told you that our Swarupam is Atma Swarupam. We are not our body. We are not Deha. Rather we are Dehi. We are not Atma. We are not our bodies. We are Atma. But in this shloka I am saying Atma is Akarta, Atma is Abhokta. Atma is not a subject, Atma is not an object. Then how can this be possible now? That is why we introduce this concept called as Maya. Shivaha Shaktya Yuktaha Yadi Bhavati. Whatever the Vedantin call as Maya, Shaktas will call that Maya as Shakti. Shaktas will call that Maya as Shakti or Ambal. Right? Pure Shiva cannot do anything. But Shiva in combination with Ambal creates this universe. That is why we have two power, a male power and a female power. A creatrix. Ambal is called as creatrix because women, they create new lives. That is why Maya is given a female gender. Actually, it is not physically, we don't mean the gender. It is all conceptual level. It is all at the level of, it is all at conceptual level. Pure Shiva does not create anything. He needs Ambal's help. Ambal is nothing but Maya. Maya's help in order to create the universe. More about Maya we will see later, because here Maya is not the subject matter, here Atma is the subject matter. Next shloka. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणः न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. न जायते न उत्पद्यते. Atma can neither be created. Atma is without any birth. Why do we say Atma is without any birth? Because later Krishna is going to say, whatever who has got a birth, whatever who has got a date of birth will have a date of expiry. But by definition, Atma does not have any expiry. Atma can neither be created nor be destroyed. If we accept creation, we have to accept destruction as well. That is why here we say na jayate. Mriyate va. Atma can neither be killed as well. Atma does not have a date of birth. Atma does not have date of expiry. Na jayate mriyate va kadachit nayam bhutva bhavita vana bhuyaha. It is going to be created, destroyed, again created, destroyed, again created, destroyed. That also does not happen. Then what is the real nature of Atma? Ajaha. Ajaha. Ja means to create. Jatakam abdingram. Why do we call it as Jatakam? Because Jatakam is the planetary position at the time of our birth. Ja means to be born. Jata karma. There is a karma called as Jata karma. Those are the karmas that has to be done when a person is born. So, so ja means to be born. Ajaha. Atma is never born. Nityaha. Nityaha means, literally Nityaha means everlasting. Nityaha means ever present. Here it means it is not destroyed. Shashwataha. Shashwataha means Atma does not undergo any modification. I spoke about sixfold modifications that all the anatmas undergo. Right? All the anatmas undergo sixfold modification. Asti jayate vartate viparinamate apakshiyate vinashyati. These are the sixfold modifications of anatma. Vikaraha. These are called as vikaraha. Asti jayate vartate viparinamate apakshiyate vinashyati. We can understand these by looking at a seed. Right? The entire tree is present inside the seed in an unmanifested form. I have a banyan tree. I have a seed for banyan tree. I have a seed for coconut tree. I have a seed for banyan tree. I have a seed for coconut tree. In the seed for coconut tree, the coconut tree is present in an unmanifested form. In the seed for banyan tree, the banyan tree is present in an unmanifested form. Only if the effect is present in the cause, when the cause matures, it becomes that effect. If we cannot accept that, then we cannot explain why only banyan tree comes from banyan seed. Why only coconut tree comes from coconut seed. Opposite will never happen. Coconut tree will never come from banyan seed. Banyan tree will never come from coconut seed. Why? Because the effect, which is the tree, is present inside the cause, which is the seed. in an unmanifested form. That state is called as asti. And then jayate. Jayate means the effect is born. Jayate means the effect is born. Vartate, it grows. Immediately when I plant the seed, next day the whole tree will not come. What will happen? First there will be a sprout from the seed. It is called as jayate. The sprouting section is called as jayate. In the case of humans, the baby is present in the mother's stomach in an unmanifested form. Jayate, when the baby is born, the baby is born. And then vartate, the baby grows. The sprout grows. Physical growth in all proportion is called as vartate. And then viparinamate. Viparinamate na parinama valarchi. You know, it undergoes physical change. The baby, the plant, the seedling, they undergo a physical change. They mature to their final level. It is called as viparinamate. And then apakshiyate. Once the final level growth is reached, what will happen after that? Decrease. For humans, again, they will be at prime, and then they will all the faculty will slowly start to decrease. Viparinamate. And then apakshiyate vinashyati. And then plant will die. Everybody will go off. Right? This is called as Shad Vikaraha. That is why Ambal is called as Nirvikara. Without any Vikaram. So, Shashvataha means without any modification. Without any Vikaraha. And then Puranaha. Puranaha means Sanatanaha. It is only present. No other things are present. Atma is only present. Puranaha means old, oldest of the old thing. Vriddha. In Sri Rudram, Bhagavan is praised as Vriddha. Namo Vriddhaya cha Samriddhane cha. So Bhagavan is praised as Vriddha Puranaha. And that Atma Nahanyate Anyamane Sharire. That Atma is neither be killed or it also does not kill. With this, we will finish this session. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.